Welcome to this video podcast case study of NASDAQ's new online community. I'm Rick Johnston, Senior Web Strategist for Ironworks Consulting, and in a few minutes we'll be talking with Bruce Hashim, Associate Vice President and General Manager for NASDAQ.com. But first, a little bit of background. This all came about, as we understand it, because the daughter of the CEO of NASDAQ came to him one day and said, "Dad, why aren't we doing anything with social media?" And he really didn't have a good answer, so he started asking some questions. And Bruce came to us because he realized he didn't have all the answers either, and asked Ironworks to help them craft a social media strategy. We came in and talked with their internal business owners at first to make sure we understood what were the business drivers for this project. What were the business objectives that were going to help us craft this community? We also talked with end users. We did two focus groups, one with novice investors and also one with more experienced investors, to find out what they wanted and needed as well. Getting this balance correct of what the users want and what the organization needs is really key to a very successful web strategy. Once we had done that, we looked for the technology. And again, the business drivers should drive the technology and not vice versa. So we chose Ektron CMS 400 as the platform for this particular community because it came not only with a lot of good social media tools, but also a very easy to use platform for managing content and creating content. So this was launched back in October of 2009 with actually the beta version of version 8, which is the current release of Ektron CMS 400, but this was the first live release on that platform. So without further ado, let's go to the interview with Bruce Hashim. Bruce, what were the business objectives that led you to create a community site for NASDAQ?
Well, in the word engagement, we wanted our audience to engage around our brand, engage with one another, and engage with us. And in general, we didn't want our audience to come to our site, get a quote, and leave. We wanted them to see the depth of our site, see all the content that we have, and start investigating what we have. That way, the site's stickier, we increase loyalty, those users come back again and again, and we can monetize that through our ad publisher model.
And what did you learn about the users of NASDAQ.com that helped to shape your approach for the community site?
I think what we really learned is how much they trust us, how much the audience trusts NASDAQ.com. And we also learned that they really wanted to engage with other investors to learn about investing, to learn about what NASDAQ stocks people were interested in, a desire to have a two-way conversation. That's what we discovered.
Bruce, what's been the investor response to the NASDAQ community launch in October?
Well, first of all, I'd like to point out that we have a process ongoing right now. It's not an event. The launch wasn't an event. We've rolled out about a third of the functionality and content that we want to roll out on our community. And it's an ongoing iterative process. We learn also from our audience and we add new things. However, what we have discovered is so far about 5,500 users have registered for the community, and we have about a dozen or so what we would call super users that are there every day commenting and adding their thoughts to the site. So we've been pleased by that, and we're also pleased that the average time spent on the site by those community users is greater than the typical user.
What do you think is required of a company to nurture an online community once it's launched?
Yeah, well, a community is sort of like throwing a party. And when you have a party, you get great food, you get great drink, you get entertainment. And in the community sphere, or creating communities sort of like that, is the user-generated content. That's the food, that's the drink. With a party, you have to have someone there to take charge of the party, make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. And in a community, that's the moderator, and that's moderation, good moderation. And then third, when you think about it, you have to invite people to a party, and that is what we have to do as far as pay-per-click advertising, or using our email list, or promoting and marketing our community. So it's all three of those things. But of those three things, the most important by far is that user-generated content. That's why people are there.
And then what's been the biggest surprise since the launch of the community site on NASDAQ.com?
Well, I think at first we didn't expect as many users to sign up as have in the 2 months since it's gone live. So we were very gratified by the number of registered users. I think another surprise is we expected people to write a little bit more in detail than they have been, and we haven't seen quite as in-depth conversation as we'd like, and we're working to improve that.
And finally, Bruce, is there anything that you'd like to add about the NASDAQ community?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're really excited about the community. I think it's something unique as far as a stock market. I don't believe any other stock market has a community. There are financial communities available. I think ours is also one that kind of focuses on our companies and on investing in NASDAQ companies. So we think it's something unique and something that our users and our audience really likes, and that's what we're about. We're about giving our users a superior experience, and letting them contribute is one way to do that.
Thank you, Bruce. And I invite you to check out community.nasdaq.com for yourself. And feel free to contact Ironworks or me personally for additional information about social media and web strategies or any of your web technology support needs. And thank you for watching.